Welcome back to Angola, my friends, and we've got a whole entire group of rattles here about to be ambushed by the MPLA. For those of you that have not checked out our MPLA battles, you should definitely go take a look at our Gravity Tactics Maya's Front playlist. The question is, how are our men going to respond to this? We're going to have to turn pretty quickly, but we've got some beautiful rattles here. They can absolutely even wipe out enemy tanks. Hopefully, we won't be facing enemy tanks. But as you can see here, we don't have infantry, we've got rattles. Now, I believe there's infantry inside, but not before we make contact. So let's go ahead, get started here. Let's see if the actual attack begins immediately. And I immediately want to start to reform some of these forces, specifically these rattles in the back. I'm just going to make them fast move forward. As for the rattles in the front, all I want to do is turn them towards where I believe the enemy is going to be attacking. So let's hope this actually works. And for these guys, like Violin's unit, let's just go ahead and, once again, fast move. If we see any contact, we'll of course have time to respond. As always, guys, we shall return when contact is established. Alright, folks, contact has been established. We've got some boys moving forward immediately to try and intercept what's going on here. But what I'm going to do, actually, is try and keep them at a fairly long distance for now. You can see our infantry is now getting out of the APCs, and the battle has begun in earnest. We spotted that MPLA ambush pretty quickly, and hopefully we're going to be able to fight it off. I think we might just be able to do that. Just taking a look. Okay, we've got targets over there. Enemy tanks as well, and yes, these rattles can take tanks out. Although, obviously, we'd prefer not to have to deal with enemy armor. You stay put. Keep it up, boys. Full South Africa. Cessna can do the same thing here. Almost seems like we're ambushing them as long as we can get some decent hits. That's going to be the question. We've, of course, got our infantry out here, too. They've got RPGs. They can absolutely target these units, but we've got just so many enemies ahead of us here. It's one of our boys down, one of our rattles being knocked down there, guys. We want to pay attention to that for sure. And a few rattles over here that could be much more useful. See some burning vehicles out there. I'm not sure if it's definitely a kill, but we have got to keep this up, or else we are dead men. In fact, just the way Lutuli is set up, I'm not sure why. We need to move him a bit. It looks like he just took a hit to the side, and they may have actually immobilized this unit. Get this guy forward as well. Show no mercy, boys. Looks like they knocked another one of our boys out here. The smoke is giving us a bit of cover, and we should absolutely try to use that. I don't know, maybe this ambush was successful after all. We've also got enemy small arms fire over there to the left side. That is not something I wanted to deal with. So I'm actually going to go ahead and push forward with some of these rattles. Start engaging the enemy there from afar. It looks like we also knocked out one of their vehicles. So not an awful start. Look at that, boys. More than a few of the enemy vehicles abandoned there or just knocked out. It looks like they're going to try to do an advance. Will the rattles stand up to the massive Cuban... Well, actually, no, these are not just Cubans because these are armored vehicles, not specifically tanks. So these could be standard MPLA mechanized infantry, but they are doing a good job, and there's a lot of them. Not miss shots like that. Let's get a close-up look at how our boys are doing up here right in the front lines. My goodness. He's going to work, that's for sure. Oh, that was so close. Got these beautiful turrets on the end of these guns, and I'm just going to stop him right there. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. This is amazing. Look at that, guys. What a beautiful visual. We've got the guys here on top firing. One of them just getting vaporized by an enemy round. But let's hope that turret keeps shooting. Let's take a look at the situation there to the west. So definitely more vehicles approaching from that area. Want to make sure that our guys are well aware of that. Got more than a few rattles, guys. We're not beaten yet, not by a long shot. Although we are out in the open here, and you know, escaping is just not an option right now. Just really is not an option. And, oh my goodness, we got Katyushas being fired at us, guys. These are Katyusha rounds for sure. The enemy's trying to break our will completely. Whoa. Never surrender, my brothers. This is incredible. This is definitely incredible. Perfect hit there on one of the enemy vehicles, but we got to focus on the Katyusha barrage. It's actually got nice sight lines on the enemy BTRs or APCs right there. We just need him to set his eyes to the task. And look at all this tracer fire just from our units, our standard infantry units, as a matter of fact, trying to stop the push here by the MPLA infantry. They are trying to get forward. Quite a few of them, actually, but we are just going to have to stop them. If they get to us, not a single one of our men will survive. Or at the very least, it'll be very good sort of political bargaining power for the MPLA. This is entirely a South African unit. We cannot be beaten. The rattles live on. So we actually took some captives, pretty amazing, but Mbandi, in his units here, a few of them have decided to surrender. Now the guys hanging out around this exploding APC, they're probably going to become casualties pretty soon. We did get a few prisoners here, and considering they've got some officers in this area, that is definitely a good thing. We are holding out, just barely. Forward with more APCs. Look at this. This one actually got flipped on its side, or on top. The amount of just ordnance here from the Katyushas, just standard enemy rounds, etc., is pretty amazing. Watch the shrapnel. Watch the shrapnel. Incredibly, Lutuli is still out here fighting. This guy deserves a medal. He's being joined here by another rattle. Right now is just searching for targets. See one right there, but it's pretty far away. We are just completely being bombarded there by the Katyushas. However, our men are holding on. Hit just then. This has got to be South Africa's finest hour, though. We have got to push the attack. Keep on taking out these vehicles. Look at that perfect hit. Man, our guys, the range of these rattles is just insane. Wonder if we destroyed it. May have just been a frontal hit here. No, he's leaking fuel. He is leaking fuel big right there on top. Look at that. And hopefully if that continues, he will abandon the vehicle. There's no use being near a vehicle filling up with gasoline. I like that we put these guys right here kind of in the semi-jungle, I guess you could call it, because they're getting some pretty good shots on all of the enemies advancing here. Mostly infantry units, and hopefully we can get them to surrender just like their friends did. Feed and bleed. Feed and bleed, boys. So it looks like they dismounted all of their units out here on the outer rim, sent them in, the infantry in specifically, to try to overrun us. Not a bad idea, I have to say. Maybe we just have to specifically target infantry for now. That's what I'll do with Violin and Lutuli. A few other guys here. Probably a good idea just to get rid of their infantry units. Look at that. We've even got a machine gunner on the back here. They are pretty brave. Lutuli and his crew, as well as the gunner on top, trying to stop that infantry advance. If you guys do like it when I pause, like, you know, on specific scenes like this, let me know in the comments below, because a lot of times I feel like you want me to move around a lot, but I sometimes just like watching a machine gunner or a turret gunner getting some nice shots. It can be pretty fun to watch. Enemy officer in the distance, come on. Stop right there. And just because the enemy is pushing some of their armor here, I'm going to push this guy up as well. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. They're getting really close to our men. Just really, really close. Got to try and get a ceasefire going. This is one time I would love a ceasefire. I'm sure the enemy knows that as well. Especially with these continued Katyusha shots. They're not making it easy for us. There we go, another barrage of Katyushas. Oh, man. That is bad. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How many Katyusha rockets do they have? That's my question. These guys right here are doing just a great job. Kind of hard to see them because of the foliage, and it's just giving us perfect shooting opportunities, especially against all of those officers out off in the distance. That man. Very effective so far. There we go. The ring is closing in, and that's, of course, the enemy advancing right here. See, they're getting awfully close, but we're taking out their APCs left and right. It's one dead APC, two dead APC, three dead, a dead tank right here. Look at this, boys. Absolutely destroyed that enemy tank. So we've certainly hurt them, but once we get over here, we start seeing the damage they've done to us. Nonetheless, most of our infantry remains alive. Just barely clinging on to life, but I think they're seconds away from surrendering. No, we can't even select them. Our boys are badly beaten up, badly bloodied. We might need to take this group of APCs and advance on the MPLA group right there. It might be sort of our last hope. Heads down, boys, heads down. Yeah, I don't see any more reinforcing units. We're out here by ourselves. But what an amazing fight. Probably my favorite fight for this DLC so far. It's just not stopping, and no ceasefire attempts by the enemy whatsoever. Got plenty of infantry here ready to defend to the last man, as you can see over here, but will it come to that? Or will they finally give us a good old ceasefire? Whoa! That was way too close for comfort. Can't be good for morale either. Oh, that's really close. Right on top of the boys. And some more forces, guys, surrendering to us. T-55 drivers, so these are actually Cubans. This is a Cuban driver. Very, very valuable in this war. I think 90-95% of the enemy's actual armor or tanks are going to be Cubans. So absolutely good to try and grab one of them when we just did. Oh my goodness. That was rough. Gonna need to bring in the medics very, very quickly here, or not many of these men are gonna survive to the end of the battle. Just got so many wounded on the field here. Taking quite a pounding. Look at that machine gunner right on top, but he is completely out of his mind. He is definitely shell-shocked, and it looks like he's gone back into the actual vehicle here. I don't know if we're smoking because of the engine or just because of all the shots we fired. I feel like our guns would be melting off at this point. Speed off. Still got a few guys here in the mix. Go to battle, boys. Protect your compatriots. Hopefully we can save a few of these guys before the enemy overruns us. They're doing everything to try and get these vehicles right here, these rattles. They so far though have withstood any shots from the enemy, which is quite amazing to me. The question is, can they shoot that BTR off in the distance? That would be very helpful. And even more enemy contacts. Looks like they're moving some more BTRs to the fight. Man, I told you, they have almost endless amounts of BTRs here. Pretty incredible. And look at that direct fire on our position. That is the most concentrated Katyusha fire I have seen. Wow. How the hell are you guys? I can't imagine any of the infantry survived that. I just can't imagine it. And I'll admit, I'm being pretty stubborn here because technically we should probably run now. But I'm just trying to hold out a little bit longer. I mean, look at the casualties that the MPLA have taken here. So many casualties, not just APCs, but infantry as well. And if we just stay in the fight a couple more minutes, we could grow those casualties. This guy got hit right in the temple. Look at that, man. Wonderful shot. And I think he's about to go down very soon, too, the vehicle crew. We've also taken quite a number of prisoners, which is a huge bonus. Right now, because of those trees, it looks like the APCs are quite protected. Look at that, guys. The Katyusha wiped out the infantry around our vehicles. Only one guy survived. quite lucky, at least for now. And I'm starting to see a ton of enemy armor over here, potentially even tanks. It's probably not tanks, but I'd rather be certain before I go, you know, right into the mouth of the beast, as it were. And look at our poor APC. It looks like the tires are pretty messed up, but Pito is still trying to fight. It'd be great if you could get that guy right there. Come on. Oh my god, I think that's an AA gun. Did you guys see that hitting Pito? Yeah, that's got to be an AA gun off in the distance. And it looks like because that vehicle's in the way, we are not getting any closer. No, I think we need to... Now we do need to retreat, just because we don't want to be completely surrounded. Although, look at that. Just got a perfect hit right when I was about to retreat. Got a perfect hit on that BTR. The question is, did it penetrate? I think she's alright. But she's definitely taking shots, so I'm tempted to just keep firing. See if we can knock out another piece of enemy armor here. Although, once again, more Katyushas dropping right on top of us. Oh, wow. He just got pulverized. Man. Beautiful shot. Another beautiful shot. Please kill that damn thing. Another shot. We must have taken him out. But again, it was the frontal armor that we hit, which is pretty sturdy. Oh, that one missed completely. Yeah, I think we're staying in it till the very end, just because we have a chance to actually killing that thing. And while we do, we've got to keep up the fight. So a few of our crews, such as Pirov's crew, cannot continue fighting. And this is, of course, the problem, just taking so many hits. Potentially, the vehicle being pretty badly damaged. They might not be able to keep on going. Come on, a few more hits and he's still alive. That is one resilient enemy unit. Beautiful. Wiped out by an RPG, guys. Actually, that's not an RPG. That's an ATGM. Anti-tank guided missile. Absolutely knocked out that advancing vehicle. That's the kind of shot we need. Trying to find the entry point. I can't see it. Underneath. It had to be underneath the vehicle there. That's the kind of actual firepower we need to knock down any of this armor. But again, they're still not... They're not going for that ceasefire yet. Looks like they're pretty confident. Pito completely out of ammo. They're not going to be able to continue combat. There's just no way. And this guy is still fighting. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'm not going to force my boys to go through another Katyusha barrage. we are going to withdraw, guys. The retreat time is 54 seconds. They haven't completely surrounded us, but they've surrounded us on this side, which makes a 30-second retreat time 54 seconds. And we certainly might lose a few more men. We're just trying to maybe get a few more shots in, but primarily I was trying to avoid another Katyusha barrage. Look at that. Just look at the devastation and the effect of those barrages. That would absolutely wipe morale out completely. In fact, if we just look at this area, which before used to just be a beautiful prairie, it's now a bunch of shell holes all over the place. It's an absolute death zone. There's one of the enemy drivers, the Cuban, that surrendered, and he's just been staying here the entire battle. Good idea, we'll take him with us. Maybe get some information out of him. Okay, a defeat, guys. So kills on our side, 94 killed, 100 heavily wounded, 48 killed on the enemy side, 99 heavily wounded. Now, for lost vehicles, we did destroy more vehicles than the enemy did. But, of course, in the end, it's got to be a loss because South Africa losing that many men in one day would be devastating to the war effort. Although we did put up a hell of a fight, a heroic fight, if I don't say so myself. As always, if you enjoyed these kind of videos, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. Also, remember to hit the bell so that you get notified of these videos. Often people, complain that they don't get notified, so it does help. Thank you again, guys. I shall catch you on the next one.